Okay, so let me share my screen. So screen is visible to all of you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening to all of you. So
Uh,
screen is visible to all of you.
yeah, it is seen.
So,
Okay, so welcome to the week 13 or the extra session I should say for the this uh, course sustainable architecture course on NPTEL. And in today's session, we will be focusing on two broad areas. First of all, I will be rectifying the query, whatever you might have faced while you have performed the whole building simulation in the design builder software, and several other queries related to the course. And later on, the second phase, I will be discussing on some of the important questions that can be formed based on the whole syllabus, and those containing of approximately 40 questions that we will be finishing today. Some important questions from exam point of view. So uh, I think we can start. First of all, we can start with the 40 simple questions of the whole syllabus, and in the second phase, we can go for the handling the queries related to the course or the software. Will that be fine with all of you?
Okay,
So I hope all of you have already finished and submitted the assignment. So and also all of you have watched it carefully and regularly. So based on that, we will be solving and discussing 40 sample problem questions from the whole syllabus of the sustainable architecture course one by one. So here is the first question for all of you. Then try to give answers to these questions and participate actively in the problem solving discussion session. According to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which of the following is the correct order of needs starting from the most basic? And whenever you are answering any of the questions in the exam, try to read all the options carefully and see whether it can be multiple choice question or just a single objective question. And also sometimes it happens that you might be confused with the two options, so read the questions carefully and you have to choose the most optimum one. So for these questions, how many have you answered? Elena is saying B. So whatever query you were having related to the exam or the course or software, we will be discussing it later. So let's try to finish this sample question problems. So what should be the right answer for this question if it comes in the exam? What should be the right answer? Which of the following is the correct order of needs as per or according to the Maslow's hierarchy? Yeah. So B will be the right answer for this one. If you have seen the pyramid of the Maslow's hierarchy, which says that this Maslow. Somebody wants to join. Let me admit them. Okay. So as per this Maslow hierarchy of needs is structured as the pyramid with the most basic physiological needs at the bottom. Once these needs are satisfied, the individual can move to the safety and security, followed by love, belonging, self-esteem, and finally the self-acquisition at the top, in the pyramid of Maslow hierarchy. So this is followed in the option number B. That's why option B will be the right answer for this question. Physiological, safety, security, love, belonging, self-esteem, and at the end, self-acquisition. So let's move to the second question then. Question number 2. Here is the question number 2 for all of you. This says what are the three spheres that form the triple bottom line in most commonly understood definition of sustainability? Which three principles or which three areas, broad areas you try to cover and while you are defining the sustainability? It can be environment, social, or technological, or else option B, economic, technological, and policy, or third, environment, social, and economic, and the last one, social, economic, and policy. This would be the most optimum one. All of you try to give your answers in the chat box. So I think some Ikea has raised the hand. You can ask your question. Ikea.
Good evening, sir. So this is like a revision set of questionnaires which we can ask for doubts also.
Yeah, you can ask for doubts if you are facing any. We are open for the discussion here. And here we will be solving 40 important questions from the exam point of view and based on the whole syllabus questions that have been
Oh,
shortlisted. So one by one we will be solving it and you can ask if you find any sort of query in question in between that.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so for this question, question number 2, C, most of you have mentioned C also. I think it is very clear that generally whenever we try to define sustainability, then we try to cover the three major areas, that is environment, social, and economic. That's why C is the right answer, and most of you have answered it correctly. So let me mark this as well so that in the later phase, let me mark the answers so that when it will be getting uploaded, so there won't be any delay because the exams are very near. So first is B, and for the second one it is C. Fine. So let's move to the third question then. Here is the third question. What percentage of the Earth's total water is available in oceans and cannot be used by humans for consumption? Here is the question. Question number 3. Yeah. So all of you are answering it correctly. So it is 97.5% of the Earth's total water is in ocean, which cannot be usable for the human consumption due to its high salinity. That's fine. So let's move to the fourth question then. Here is the fourth question. How many principles are outlined in the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development? 15, 27, 30, or not? What should be the right answer? How many principles are there in the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development? So all of you try to answer to this question because similar kind of question will be coming in the exams and you will be given very less time to solve them. So you have to recall them and solve it fast so that you can finish all the questions and get a good grade in this particular subject. So some of you are answering 15, 20. So let's see how many of you have answered it correctly. A. So how many principles are outlined in the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development? None of you have answered it correctly. You have not heard about the principles that are outlined in the Rio Declaration. Each principles have been discussed. So I'm just asking how many principles were there. Can anybody tell me what will be the right answer for this question? Let me show the question again. What will be the correct answer for this question number 4? So A and D is not the right answer. The correct answer to this question is option C. 27 principles are there. It is clear? It is clear to all of you? How many principles are there that are outlined in the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development? Can we move to the next question? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we move to the next question? If it is clear. Or if you are having some sort of query, you can ask. Yeah, Surajji, I think you want to ask something.
No, no.
Okay, so can we move to the next question then?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So here's the next question for all of you then. What percentage of the global emission is attributed to the building and construction sector out of the four options? 15.20%, 25 to 30%, or 35 to 40%, or the last option 45 to 50%? So this is very straightforward question. So this somebody is saying D, B, C. It's very straightforward question. Approximately one third is the right answer, but for this answer, this was also discussed in the sample problem questions when we were discussing for each week. So C will be the right answer for this question. It is approximately 35 to 40% of the world's global emission is accounted from the building and construction sector. C option will be the right answer for this question number 5. Is it clear? Okay. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 6. Which architectural feature is crucial for addressing heating load demand in high altitude regions? In the high altitude regions, which passive feature you could say, or this architectural feature you will be implementing or incorporating for addressing the heating load demand in high altitude regions? Large glass facades, drum walls, reflective roofing materials, or green roofs? Yeah. So most of you have answered option B. B will be the right answer. Tombe wall constructions, and how these tombe wall constructions can help in addressing the heating load demand in high altitude regions, that we will be discussing just after finishing these sample problem questions. This tombe wall concept, how this we can analyze in the whole building simulation software design builder, that we will be performing today after finishing these sample problem questions. So remind me this, we will be discussing and getting a real feel of it. So tombe wall is the right answer for this question number 6, and for this also it is option C. Fine. So I think rest all of you have answered. So let's move to the next question. Question number 7. Here is question number 7. So we have discussed about life cycle analysis, and where we have discussed about various terms: cradle to gate, grave, gate to gate. So what do you understand by the particular term? If you are able to answer to this question, then similarly you can answer to the other questions as well. This is just checking your concept for each term that you have understood in the life cycle assessment. So this cradle to grave represent 2. All of you answer, give your answers, and let's see how many of you are correct in your concept. C. Yeah. So this thing we have discussed in detail during the week-wise lecture, and option C will be the right answer for this question, and all of you have answered it correctly. This cradle to grave approach includes all the stages, and whatever it is, starting from the extraction of raw materials through the disposal or recycling at the end of the product's life. So it will be providing you the comprehensive view of the product's entire life cycle. Fine. So can we move to the next question? Question number 8.
Yes, please.
Yeah, here is the next question then. Question number 8 for all of you. What is sick building syndrome? This term you might have heard during your lecture videos. So what do you understand by sick building syndrome? C. I think for this question also I'm getting the correct answer and the same answer from all of you. So C will be the right answer for this question as well. Sick building syndrome mainly represents, or mainly discusses about the situation where building occupants experience health effects due to poor indoor environment quality. Fine. So
In this
let's,
tw- in this 20% is not mentioned in the answer.
okay. 20% of the people, at least 20% of the people feel discomfort, you mean to
Sick,
say?
sick. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you for
Because
the
I was
clarity.
I was looking for 20% in this.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you for the insight. So let's move to the ninth question then. Here is the ninth question. What is the difference between the greenfield and the brownfield projects? Out of the four options, which will be the most suitable answer for this question? Yeah. So all of you here are answering this question to be B, and B is the right answer for this question. All of you have understood it correctly, that these greenfield projects, they will be usually, or they will be using the previously undeveloped land, and while the brownfield projects, they will be involving the modify, or they will be modifying or upgrading the existing structures. So B will be the right answer for this question, question number 9. Let's move to the next question, question number 10. So here is the question number 10. What scale is commonly used to measure thermal comfort according to ASHRAE? Whether it is 3-point scale or 5-point scale or 7-point scale, in order to measure the thermal comfort. C. So till now only two people, three of you are able to answer to this question. So this question we have discussed earlier as well, that C will be the right answer for this question. First of all, let me mark this answer and then discuss. So C will be the right answer for this question. 7-point scale. This will be used to measure thermal comfort as per this S-ray, and it will be ranging from -3 to +3. So -3 will be representing the extremely cold situation, and +3 will be representing the extremely hot situation, and at the end, or at the middle, I should say, that 0 will be there, which will be representing the thermally neutral state. So whenever we are going for the thermal vote, or we are going for survey, then we try to ask person whether they are feeling cold or very cold, extremely hot, extremely cold. So this kind of ratings is done based on this pointer scales. So if he is feeling neutral, so he will be selecting 0. Is it clear now? C will be the right answer. Can we move to the next question then? Okay. So here is the next question, question number 11. What does the term MRT refers to? So try to give answer to right correctly this question as well. What do you understand by the term mean radiant temperature? Out of the four options, yeah. So most of you have answered it. So B will be the right answer for this question. Question number 11. This mean radiant temperature, it refers to the average temperature of the surfaces surrounding an occupant. Fine. So can we move to the next question? Question number 12. I think there is some issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is question number 12 then. What does PMB scale range according to SRA 55? This predicted mean what scale? You might have heard about it. So what is the range of that scale? Whether it is -5 to +5, or whether it is -1 to +1, or whether it is minus 0.5 to plus 0.5. So all of you have answered it. Let me see. Yeah, now I'm getting mix of answers. B, C, I think two answers I'm getting for it. See, most of you are answering it C. So C is the right answer for this question. This PMB rated mean vote scale according to SI it is ranging between minus 0.5 to plus 0.5. So whenever it will be asked in your exam, this will be the most appropriate answer for this question. And it is similar to this previous scale that we have discussed. Minus 0.5 it is representing extreme cold or cold, and plus is representing hot, and 0 is representing the thermal neutrality. Fine. Can we move to the next question?
Sir.
Okay, so here is the question number 13. So what is the recommended maximum glare index according to CIBSC glare index for acceptable visual comfort? So it is talking about the maximum glare, up to how much it can go. So it will be in the acceptable visual comfort range. I think this one most of you will not be able to answer, but okay, Elena is asking about 11th question. So here is the 11th question, and B will be the right answer for this 11th question. And for 12th question, C will be the right answer. And here is the 13th question that we are discussing now. Is it fine now, Elena? Okay. So for this question, uh, most of you have marked it option B, and B is the right answer for this question. And for those who have not marked it correctly, let me tell you that whenever this CIBC glare index is discussed, then it is suggested that up to 25 is the acceptable visual comfort range, and higher values than these, whether this 35 or 50, these two answers, if you are choosing, then higher values than 25 will be creating or leading to the discomfort or the reduced productivity. It might be causing you glare and high intensity, so it may discomfort you or reduce your productivity or activities performance. That's why up to 25 is suggested. Can we move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
So here is the 14th question then. In the sustainable site development, why it is important to identify the invasive plant species? So I am talking about the sustainable site development. 1 week lecture was dedicated to the site development various parts. So as per that, you try to answer why it is important to identify the invasive plant species, what functions or why they are important. So most of you are answering C. Yeah, C will be the right answer for this question. Question number 14. This invasive plant species, they will be helping you, or they are very they will be helping you to prevent ecological imbalance and protective native vegetation, whatever is mentioned in option C. And they will also be essential to prevent them from overtaking native vegetation and disrupting the local ecosystem. And they will be overall helping in the maintaining the biodiversity and ecological balance. That's why option C, as all of you have marked, it is correct. So let's move to the question number 15 then. What is the main function of infiltration trenches? Yeah. So why it is important, or what is the function of providing infiltration trenches? Yeah. So all of you are marking the answers correctly and rapidly. That's impressive. So that we'll be able to solve the answers in the exam as well. So C will be the right answer for this question. That is to prevent or option C, to allow water to percolate through a vegetated or gravel filled trenches. It is the right answer for this question, and rest other are not the main functions of these infiltration trenches. So let's move to the 16th question then, as all of you have answered it correctly. So here is the 16 questions, and some of the numerical problems, short numerical problems can also be asked in your exam, and similar kind of concepts can be checked. So try to solve some of the numerical problems. Also we will be solving some of the numerical problems. So what will be the right answer for this question? Let me see how many of you are okay with the numerical problems that will be coming in the examinations. So I will be getting mix of answers for this one, but I will be looking how many of you are able to answer it correctly. So let me present the question again, and after 2 minutes I will be looking to the correct answers given by you all. So theoretical question mostly people will be able to do, but these numerical questions and short formulas you should be able to recall. That will be creating difference in the ranks, I feel. So let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. Similar kind of concepts we have practiced in the assignment questions and sample program questions. Converting the part-time employees as towards the full-time equivalent. What will be the value for that? So Akia is getting D. So here is the question. You can take the screenshot of the question once it is shown, or you can note it. It's just a two-line question.
It's B, sir.
Yeah, B is the right answer for this question, and all of you have answered it correctly except Akia, I feel. So B will be the right answer for this question. That is 3. So is it clear to all, or should I explain how it is done? Similar kind of questions I have discussed. So let me ask Akia. Is it clear to Akia now?
No, sir, I'm not clear on that.
Okay. So let me explain this kind of questions for you. So whenever you are calculating these full-time equivalent, then simply you try to know what what is the work, or what does this full-time equivalent refers to. So it refers to, first of all, people who are working 8 hours a day, and also people who are working 5 days a week. So those people are referred as full-time employees who are working full 8 hours, and who are coming 5 days a week. So they are counted as a one full-time equivalent. So if you will try to calculate for the this 30 part-time employees, then these 30 part-time employees, if they are working for say 2 hours every day, but they would have worked for 8 hours, then they would have come under full-time equivalent. And apart from that, they are working for only 2 days a week, but they could have worked for 5 days a week. So this will be the relationship for calculating the full-time equivalent out of part-time equivalent. So you have to mention how many number of part-time employees are there, part-time employees number you have to mention who are conducting the work, number of part-time employees, and then you have to mention how many hours they are working. If they are working for say for example, let's say if they are working 8 hours like full-time employees, and if they are working 5 days like full-time employees, then it will be they will be directly working like a full-time employees. So 30 will be directly counting as a full-time employee equivalent. But since they are not working 8 hours a day and or 5 days a week, that's why how much percentage or how much equivalent they are working as a full-time employee, that we are calculating. So when you will be solving it, you will be finding 6 2, so it will be coming out to be 3.
We are considering 5 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days a week the work full-time employees
Now,
work.
what happens that somebody can consider 6 days a week.
So
So, question may be misguiding sometime.
so from this definition of full-time equivalent, when we have discussed about it, so as per the Indian rules as well, these 5 days are considered as the working and 8 hours working for a person in a day. It is
Okay,
the just a general full-time equivalent consideration as per the this Indian conditions.
okay,
So it is permanent. It is not going to change as per questions.
okay.
So it is clear.
Understood.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's move to the 17th question then. Here is the 17th question. Yeah. So which of the following is true for dry composting toilets? And this is a multiple type answer type question. Dry composting picture was also shown to you. So I think based on that you can answer to this question. This is multiple answer type question. So 2 options or 3 options can also be correct. AC, AC, AC. Yeah. So both A and C, these are correct when we or these are true when we are talking about dry composting toilets. They use no water consumed at all for flushing. And the option C, the dried waste from these toilets is used for gardening as a manure. So I think all of you have answered it correctly. A and C only. So let's move to the next question then. It is clear. Here is the 18th question. It is also short numerical type question. So let's see how many of you are able to answer to this question as well and answer it correctly. What is the water consumption for the following landscape scenario, which is consuming or which is having 100 square meter of lawn and plant factor of 0.56 and transpiration rate of 0.005 with a sprinkler system which is having the irrigation efficiency of 0.5. So this one also I think all of you should be able to answer correctly, because similar type of question was asked in the assignment and we will discuss in the week wise simple problem as well. So let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. If all of you will be answering it correctly, then we will be moving to the next question. Otherwise, we will be discussing it. 18. I think till now only Trisha has answered. So let's wait others also for them to calculate and answer it correctly. Then we can move to the next question. Yeah. So now all of you have answered it correctly. C will be the right answer for this question. All of you have answered it correctly. So this is the answer for this question. Option number C, 560 LPD. So it is clear to all of you. Can we move to the next question, or do you need some discussion on this particular answer? Or some of you are still solving. It may also happen. 11 are there. All of you are fine with the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move to the next question then. So whoever are not able to solve this for this one, you can see this formula you can utilize. Then you will be getting the correct answer for that question. So what will be the formula for calculating this irrigation water savings? Yeah, B will be the right answer. Using this particular relationship, you can find the previous answer. You have to just multiply it by 1000, so that you can come to the unit of LPD, whatever is mentioned. Fine. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 20. Here is question number 20 for all of you. What is the most common scope used to calculate embodied energy of a material? So which uh, life cycle assessment you will be performing to calculate the embodied energy of a material? So let me show the question for rest of you. Okay, so C is the right answer. C will be the right answer, and all of you have answered it correctly. That is cradle to grave. This cradle to grave scope, which will be including the life cycle of the material from the raw material extraction to the disposal, as we have discussed in the previous question as well. And it will be the most used scope to calculate the embodied energy of a material. Fine. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 21. What is pre-consumer recycled content? How it is defined? So last time we have discussed this in detail, pre-consumer recycled content. So I hope this time all of you are able to recall and understand the concept, and you will be able to answer it correctly. Yeah. So I'm happy with the preparation that you are having. Most of you they are answering it rapid as well as correctly. B will be the right answer for this question. This pre-consumer recycled content refers to the byproducts like trim or sawdust or pellet that are reintegrated into manufacturing process before the material reach to the customers, which is stated by option B. Before it is reaching to the customers, you are reusing the waste products or byproducts. Fine. So let me mark it as well. Yeah, it was equal to the just I marked it. So let's move to the next question, question number 22. Here is question number 22. Which of the following is most common alternative to cement in concrete? D. Yeah. D is the right answer. Fly ash. Fly ash is a good substitute for the cement because of its many benefits. This can be improved workability, reduced water demand, reduced heat of hydration, and improved durability. That's why sometimes we are getting or we are using these fly ash directly instead of cements in concrete. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Question number 23. What properties do you expect from the cool roof to function efficiently out of the four options? Yeah. So all of you have answered A. A is the right answer. So cool roofs, yeah, as the name itself suggests, it is designed for basic cooling. You can say so whenever you want your building to be cooled, so you want the solar radiation, whatever falling on it, it should be reflected. Most of the radiation should be reflected, or the surface should be having high reflectance and high emissivity. So A will be the right answer for this question. Let's move to the next question then. Question number 24. Try to answer to this question as well. Question number 24. This lightning power allowance you will be evaluating by multiplying the lightning power density with which quantity? Volume, area, luminance, or wattage? I hope this also you will be answering D, B, B. Yeah. So B is the right answer. I'm happy that all of you are able to answer it correctly. This lighting power allowance will be calculated when you will multiplying this LPD lighting power density by area of the space, and this will be giving you the allowable power consumption for lighting. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Question number 25. Here is the question number 25. There are two types of compliance approaches for lighting power density. One is space function method, and what is the other one? Yeah. So this is typical question. Let's see how many of you are able to answer correctly. So yeah, all of you have answered it B. So B is the right answer. Building area method is another method apart from this space function method, which is used for the compliance approaches for the lighting power density. Fine. So let's move to the 26th question then. Here is the 26th question. What is the maximum acceptable level of carbon dioxide concentration in indoor air to avoid sick building syndrome? 500 ppm, 1000 ppm, 2000 ppm parts per million, that is, and 1500 ppm. Yeah. So it is very straightforward question. I think this was also asked in the assignment, so you will be able to solve it, and most of you have answered it correct as well. So 100 ppm is the right answer, which is the maximum acceptable level of carbon dioxide concentration in the indoor air to avoid the sick building syndrome, and it's general. So some of people might be saying that it's 1000 ppm, I am fine, and this concentration is not under the sick building syndrome for me, but it is just general. That's why it is fixed to be 1000 ppm. It is for all, so none of you will be facing this sick building syndrome. Fine. So let's move to the next question. Question number 27. Which standard is commonly referred for acceptable indoor air quality in mechanically ventilated buildings? Yeah. When we are talking about ventilations, so which standard you will be following? Ventilation, indoor air quality in buildings. So what will be the right answer for this question number 27? Everybody is fine with answer B?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, fine. So B will be the right answer as per this SRA 62.1. Whenever we are talking about these mechanically ventilated buildings or indoor air quality, then we refer to this SRA 62.1 standards. So let's move to the 28th question then. Here is the question number 28. What does the acronym MERV stands for in the context of indoor air quality and ventilation systems? MERV. Yeah, now I think all of you.
So can you show the question again?
Yeah. So out of the four options, so what will be the uh, full form you can say of MERV in context of indoor air quality and ventilation systems? So all the four options look like a similar, but they aren't. Yeah. So Saraj ji is going in the right direction, option D, and rest of you. So try to read this question again and answer. Give your answers. So if you are not able to answer it correctly, then I will be discussing in detail what does this MERV stands for. Okay. So option D is the right answer for this question. MERV. This MERV refers to the minimum efficiency reporting value, and this is a rating system which is used to evaluate the efficiency of air filters in capturing the particles of different sizes. That's why when we are giving the MERV rating, then in this rating system 13 or higher, it indicates a high level of filtration effectiveness and crucial for maintaining the indoor air quality, especially in the mechanically ventilated buildings. So these MERV, when we are talking about the efficiency of air filters, at that time we are discussing, or this rating system we are considering, and which mainly refers to the minimum efficiency reporting value, which is there in option D, which is the right answer for this question. Is it clear? Can we move to the next
Yes,
question?
sure.
Okay. So here is question number 29. Just now we have discussed when we are talking about the indoor air quality or ventilation rates, then which standard we follow. Similarly, if you are talking about thermal comfort of the occupants in the building, so which standard we will be following out of the four options? NBC, ISO 7730, SRA 65 standards, or SRA 55 standard. Which standard is referred for thermal comfort analysis? C. So C is the right answer for this question. Like SR 62.1 is dedicated to the ventilation and indoor air quality of a building standard. Similarly, this SRA 55 standard. This SRA 55 standard, let me mark it. So this is referred or commonly used as a benchmark for designing the thermal comfort in building interiors, and it specifies the required thermal conditions for human occupancy and is a globally accepted standard. Fine. Can we move to the next question?
Sir.
Yeah. So here is the next question. So this one also I think you will be able to solve. So if the external illuminance outside a building is 1000 lux, 10,000 lux. So what is the desired daylight factor? Achha, it is asking about what will be the internal illuminance if the daylight factor for a kitchen is 2%. So similar kind of questions we have solved in the sample problem as well as in the assignment. So try to apply the correct formula for this question and answer this question correctly. Otherwise, we will be discussing it in detail if any of you find any sort of query for this question number 30. All the numerical questions, since there are not much numerical question in this uh, subject or this subject or in this course, so whatever short numerical kind of questions can be formed and have been discussed, so try to recall those short formulas because there will be some numerical problems for sure. So C, most of you are answering C, I think. Let's wait others also to calculate an answer. If all of you have answered it correctly, then we will be moving to the next question. Okay. So Payal is asking. Fine. So whenever you will be calculating this internal illuminance, so for calculating this internal illuminance, you will be just needed to multiply this external illuminance by the daylight factor. This whatever is given to you, and then divide it by 100. So if you will be writing it, let me write it here. So whatever the external illuminance is there, this external illuminance, this external illuminance value, you just need to multiply with this daylight factor. When you will be multiplying with the daylight factor, and also this daylight factor, it is given in 2 percentage, so you will be getting the internal illuminance. So if I will find, then I will be getting 10,000 into, it is, if you are we will be multiplying with 2, then you cannot get the answer. It is 2%. Either you multiply by 2 by 100 or 0.02. So then you will be getting 100 into 2. It will be 200 lux, which is written in option C. So that's why most of you have answered correctly, and most of you are getting option C. Fine. Okay. So I think numerical questions are clear to all of you. So let's move to the next question. Question number 31. Here is question number 31. What does the acronym this NRC stands for in context of building acoustics? Try to give answer to this question as well. What do you understand by NRC when you are talking about building acoustics or noise or B? 11 participants are there. Fine. So B is the right answer for this question, and it is very clear. This NRC refers to the noise reduction coefficient, which is a measure used to quantify how well a material can absorb the sound, which is ranging between 0 to 1, and with the higher values means indicating better sound absorption capacity. So if it is having 0, so this reduction coefficient, it is meaning it is not absorbing the sound. And RC refers to the noise reduction coefficient, which is mentioned in option B when you're talking about or in context of building acoustics, which you have answered correctly. So let's move to the next question, question number 32. Here is question number 32. Which of the following building certification programs is governed by BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency? I think I am announced it correctly. So let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. BEE is governing which of the building certification program? Yeah, option D, ECBC is the right answer for this question. What is the full form of ECBC?
Energy Conservation Building Code.
Yeah.
But now this is changed.
What is the updated one?
Now this is Energy Conservation and Sustainability Building Code.
Okay. So thank you for this insight. Uh, for now, we were going with this energy conservation and building code, and if it is mentioned in the updated answer, if it is in the full form, then you can write the updated one. It will be the correct. Fine. So let's move to the next question. Question number 33. Here is question number 33. Which standard is used by lead to define the base case and the prescriptive measures for energy efficiency? So when we have performed this whole building energy simulations study, then we have referred to some of the standard when we are working with this proposed case, based case. So this one I think is clear. Most of you will be able to answer. Yeah, it is option B, SRA 90.1. So this lead uses SRA 90.1 for defining the baseline and the prescriptive measures in the energy efficient building designs that we have also used in our this hands-on workshop session that we have performed for this Gen Builder software. Again, I will be showing it, just finishing this last 7 questions, and then we will be discussing some of the concepts and queries in this software. So there we will be discussing it again. I think some of you. Okay. So these lecture videos will be uploaded. So if you are not able to join because of network, so you can refer from there. And I think Arena is facing no issues. I think we will finishing the questions first. So here is question number 34 then. Which factor is not considered in the baseline case for building envelope glazing? Yeah, which is different from base case or proposed case. These differences were well explained in the lecture videos. So this one you will be able to answer. Yeah, D is the right answer for this question, and rest all the things we will be providing there in the baseline. With what is the U value, what is the solar heat gain coefficient and window to wall ratio, all these things we were providing, but this shading devices, this we were not providing in the base case. That is not considered. D is the right answer for this question. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Question number 35. Yeah. So 35. Question number 35 can also be answered by all of you. The day of the year when humanity's demand for ecological resources and services in a year exceeds then what can regenerate in that year is known as. A. Two people are saying A. So for others, try to read it again and mark the correct answer. It is very straightforward definition of of any of the 4 options that have been shown. That is the definition of Earth overshoot day, Earth consumption day, Earth resource day, or Earth day. Yeah. So A is the right answer for this question. Absolutely. This is Earth overshoot day. It is the day when the humanity's demand for ecological resources and services in a given year exceeds what Earth can regenerate in a year. Fine. So A will be the right answer. Let's move to the next question. Question number 36. Which of the following urban settlement uses a 336-mile long system of canals and pipelines to carry water from the Colorado River through the desert? Yeah, so this you can recall. and I hope you will be able to answer it, because there was one case study this was discussed in the lecture videos. Question number 36. B. Sun City in Phoenix. B is the right answer for this question, where this urban settlement uses a 336-mile long system of canals and pipelines to carry water from the Colorado River through deserts, and this will be transferring the desert to meet the water needs of its residents. Fine. So can we move to the next question? Question number 37. If everybody is fine with option B, then we can move to the question number 37. Can we move?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So apart from these numerical questions and these objective questions and multiple type of questions that may come in the exams, some of the pictorial questions can also be asked. So similar, you have to various case studies we have discussed. So you can go through those pictures just to recall which picture it is. Like the building image in this figure is a prominent project designed by the architect Hassan Fatih in Egypt. This is what? Whether it is a fort, king's palace, market, or parliamentary building. So this is a sample. This kind of problems or image visualization type of questions can be asked to you. So you can go through the case studies, figures in proper depth. What I mean to say by this question. So that's why I'm covering all the varieties and types of questions that can be formed and some important questions. So 37. C. Yeah, C. C is the right answer for this question. This building, whatever is shown, it is designed by the architect Hassan Fatih, and it is also referred to as a new Gornam village market. That's why it is market, and where the Hassan Fatih are renowned for his work in sustainable architecture, and his innovation use of traditional materials and techniques. So this one we have, this case study have been discussed in detail. So similar kind of pictures of various canals or various type of this dry composting or all those things, you can see the important images and you should be able to recall what this image shows. Fine. Can we move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here is the question number 38. Correct chronological order of the year in which the following rating systems were launched: IGBC, lead, dream. If it is referring to A referring to IGBC, B referring to lead, and C referring to BRIM. What will be the correct chronological order? Then 2 to 4. Most of you are answering C. Sorry, CDA option 2. If I am not wrong, yeah, 2. So option B is the right answer for this question. The correct chronological order for this following rating systems is CBA. First of all, it is BREEAM, the oldest green building rating system, which was developed in the UK in the year 1988. And the second one is the LEED, which is developed by the US Green Building Council, and it came into existence after BREEAM in the year 1998. And the last one is IGBC, the Indian Green Building Council, which was introduced in the year 2001, few years after LEED. So CBA option 2 will be the right answer for this question. So let's move to the next question, question number 39. Here is question number 39. Vegetation is considered as a design element in and around buildings for the following benefits. What benefits can it provide? It is also again multiple type of questions that can be asked. So you have to choose how the options which are correct out of the four options. So let me see. A, B, A, D. So I think only Trisha is correct. So this option A, option C, and option D. All these three options, they are referring to the benefits of considering vegetation as a design element in and around the building. So none of you have answered B. I think option B. AD is there, AC is there, but ACD is the right answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here is the last question then. So try to answer to this question as well. This BIFMS certifies what? Furnitures, buildings, vehicles, or electronic goods? Yeah. So it satisfies the furniture. That's the right answer. So let me see how many of you can recall and answer the correctly. What is the full form of BIFMA? So whoever are able to answer to this question as well, they can type their answer in the chat box. What is the full form of BIFMA in context of this certification of furnitures or products? Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. BIFMA. Anybody knows the answer? Or should I write it in the text chat box? This BIFMA certification, it refers to the Business and Institutional Furniture Manufacturer Association. Is it clear? I think none of you are. Yeah, Sarajji is absolutely correct. Business and Institutional Furniture Manufacturer Association. So with this, I would like to end to the sample problem discussion of this extra class, and this was consisting of the various numerical type questions, or this visualization of image type questions, or multiple choice question, or objective questions, whatever can be asked. So accordingly you can prepare for all those directions, and start with preparation of first of all these year week assignments, then previous year week assignments questions, then some of the sample paper questions. All these things you can start preparing, and then you can do better in the exam that is going to happen on 26th October. Thank you all for this participating in this wonderful association. Now we are open for the these questions and queries that you are having, or else we will be discussing one case studies of this design builder from wall construction, if you are not having any sort of query.
Uh, in this questionnaire, this design builder questions are not covered today.
Hmm. So that I will be discussing in the second phase that I have started in the initial phase of the class as well. I have told that it will be in the two phases. First of all, the sample problem questions that can be formed from the context of the course, and later on we will be discussing about this design builder software.
That is okay, but question related to design builder will be discussed now.
Yeah. So it is not having much of the questions. It is just a practice problem type of question. So it will be the similar questions that have been discussed just in the previous 2 weeks. This that we have discussed about the 10 sample problem questions in week 11 and week 12. Then we have practiced the various tabs and various features of the design builder software. So it is just a similar 20 questions, I should say, of the last 2 weeks. There are not much questions based on this particular design builder software. That's why I am not going in detail of that one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can ask.
So for the multiple choice questions, if we answer only one, is the marks not being considered, or in the multiple choice you have to make sure that you answer both the options?
So this time also some of the multiple type of questions were there. It was given in your assignment. So if you have answered it any of one of the answers correctly, you were able to get marks or not.
Yeah, it's only the 0.5 marks, not like the full marks.
Yeah,
That's why, I have
yeah,
lost marks like that.
so similar kind of pattern, or if you are awarded 0.5 marks for the half answering the question, then similarly you will be getting in the final exam as well. If you are answering it correctly, then full marks, or if you are answering it half, multiple type question answers, then it will be zero point 0.5 as it is given in your assignment. Similar type of evaluation will be there in the final exam.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Now the last question was having three options correct.
Hmm.
Mostly we expect that we are going to check two options,
Hmm.
but in this there were three options correct. So if we check for two, then what will be the marking?
Yeah, then the total marks associated to each question, it will be 1. Then for the pointing the two questions, that it will be 0.66. All the options will be having equal weightage, or 0.33.
Okay, okay. It will not be zero.
No, it won't be 0. That is the similar question Akia was asking. So it will be 0.66 for marking the two options correctly out of the three.
Okay.
So all of you have received your admit card, and they are fine with the center. I think
That's
most of you have been given the forenoon sessions.
afternoon. Mine is afternoon,
Okay.
and I don't have any contact number of the person there?
Yeah, for that you will be have to report there as 1 hour is extra reporting time is given, so that you can go and please be on time. Yeah, while is saying is how it is. So please be on time, because if you are going for the center for the first time, then it will be difficult for you to find your place and the correct location of the place. So it is better that you will be not in a hurry and you can reach there early, or you can report at 1 hour early as it is mentioned in the hall ticket. It will be better.
Actually, my perception is that where I am going in Bhopal, there may not be so many candidates for this exam,
Hmm.
and it may be used building around,
Hmm.
and the address does not point to particular room or building or like that.
I got your point.
Yeah. So in that case, what happens? This is my experience with DW exam also. That exact location of the room sometime is uh,
It is
it takes,
difficult to find.
yeah, it is sometime time wasting basically.
Yeah, if there are lots of candidates like it appears for the JE or GATE, so
Then it is okay.
it is okay. And most of the people they are also they are aware about the exam, and anybody can guide you that the exams are going on in that
Yes,
place.
yes. And maybe in this campus nobody will be knowing this there is any exam like this.
Hmm.
And
Might
I
happen.
think in whole Bhopal only I will be the person going for this.
So how many of you are going in Delhi for exam? Any of you? No, none of you are there.
I'm in Bhopal.
Okay. So it is better you could if you can go 1 hour early. So
That is what we'll do. That is what. But if we can get the name of the concerned person, but maybe that is difficult.
that is difficult for providing for each of you. So it is fine, I think. So any more query, or else we can discuss one case study of the design builder software that you are already familiar with.
My understanding is that 40% of the questions should be correct to qualify for the exam.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So however marks you are getting, whatever marks you are getting in the assignment, it won't be counted, or it doesn't matter until and unless you score 40%
40%.
of the marks of whatever marks exam is there. So out of 75, I think you have to score 40% marks, so that you will be eligible for the certificates. And once you are done, or you have received more than 40% of the marks, then total of your whatever marks you have got out of the assignment, then it will be evaluated total, and then accordingly the ranking will be done. And in the assignment section as well, out of the 12 assignment, only best 8 assignment of yours will be evaluated. So
Uh, do
whether
we
you
have any idea for 3 hours how many questions could be there?
so it is I think it will be around 75 questions, just like
Okay,
assignment. It will be
okay,
1.41 questions. It is expected to be like that only. So one question 1 points, accordingly it will be better. Otherwise 2 marks 1 marks, which question is more important, less important, which is difficult to categorize.
okay. So hopefully 75
Questions will be there.
questions will be there,
And just
and
maybe
must be
questions.
30 question must be correct.
mm, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
mm. So any more query?
Hmm. And this software practice also is done. All may not be comfortable in that practice. So
Mhm.
there will not be any software testing there.
No, no, it won't be there. It
Yeah.
is just the whole and sole aim of this course is to enhance this sustainable architecture in India, or this course. An exam is also not the main focus of initiating this course in the NPTEL, just to create interest and to create awareness among the people of about this kind of course, or to this sustainability. If somebody of some of one of you want to pursue higher education in this area, so this software will be helpful. And if you are working in this area as well, like you're working for some industry, so at that time which software you should be using, or which kind of tools are available. So this is a kind of just an example for all of you. So if you are familiar with this, then it is better for you to work and evaluate most of the projects in the coming future. And at least not for the companies or for this research, at least for your own houses or for your own purpose, you can utilize and get a brief idea about the what will be the daylight, upcoming daylight estimated and or expected, or what is the solar radiation you will be getting, what will be the expected energy performance index. So these by interest also you can go through by your own, for your own self, but for your own building, I need to say.
Whether this certificate is helpful to get some recognition in BEE.
So NPTEL, every certificate you have, it is not about this course only. All any certificate that you are getting from the NPTEL, it is recognizable in India.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you are doing for a particular course, that to be sustainable architecture, then it means you are more or less expert, or more or less you are familiar with the these principles and basic criteria for selecting or sustainable building design.
Because I am going to work in
BC.
ECSBC, that area actually.
Hmm. Is good. Yeah, Akya.
So this is a online exam, and they have mentioned that we will be given some, the A4 sheets to
Hmm.
calculate and whatever kind of thing. Will that we be also be kind of sent to the center itself? I mean, how is it?
These effort sheets, these will be blank sheets just for rough works. If there's some
Yeah,
work,
the rough work, is it considered that okay, we have calculated and it is part of the scoring also? I'm asking.
I'm not getting your questions. Can you pardon?
No, they have said, they have mentioned that you leave the answer sheets there or
Hmm.
whatever we have calculated to be given to the center itself.
Hmm.
So this is also being evaluated by the exam evaluators. I'm asking whether it
No, no, no.
is
It is just a rough work. It won't be evaluated. Whatever you will be marking on the online test, that will be only evaluated. Your rough work, it is difficult to evaluate most of the
okay.
time.
So they have mentioned that you just leave the
Yeah,
answers
you can leave it.
papers there.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So it might also happen some questions may come, some of the questions, similar kind of concepts, whatever are in the forenoon session, it may come in the afternoon sessions. So for that purpose, it is also sometimes it is advisable in the
Oh,
exams not to carry, or
okay.
you will write all the questions in your question paper and you will say it is my rough work and I am carrying it. So it happened more in the previous cases. That's why they are mentioned this rule.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank.
So I think now everybody is fine. Let me just go through a case study of this Trombe wall construction that we were discussing in our this today's problem solving session. And it's not about Trombe wall. I'm just showing about one of the passive feature. It is a kind of passive feature that we are utilizing in these cold areas in order to heat our buildings, and how it works that I have discussed. So there is one example of that one. Let's try to see that one as well, so that similar kind of passive features or design you can incorporate in your buildings, and you can perform the analysis as per your climatic conditions. So just I will be going a quick explanation of this case study of Trombe wall in just 20 minutes, and with this I will be ending to the today's session. And whatever questions that can be formed through the this design builder software. So they are just basic questions, not in much detail. So that one you can refer to the previous 20 questions of the assignments, previous year assignment questions that I have discussed, and this year assignment questions also ma'am has given. So it will be 40 questions, it is fine. So all the questions that can be framed, it have been covered. So let me go, and with me all of you can also go if you want. All of you also can open. This is Tombe wall example. All of you can see Tombe wall example. All of you are able to see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so here are several examples are there. So green roof example is there, whatever you have studied. This PCM example is there, mechanical ventilation with preheat is there, Tombe wall example is there. So several examples they have been given here. So that one you can see. And just now I just in the previous questions I have discussed about Tombe wall. So I am opening one of the example. So how it is constructed, like this tombe wall, it is going to be open for the lay, because this tombe wall construction we are doing for space heating or keeping the building warm. That's why, let me see the weather files whether it is the correct weather file. Yeah, it is lay weather file is there, so it is the correct one. Yeah, so when we are doing the tombe wall analysis for this cold climate conditions like lay. So first of all, how to perform this and how to construct this tombe wall in your building. Then only you can analyze the effect of building with tombe wall and without tombe wall. That will be your proposed case, and that will be your standard case. So how many of you are able to recall what is the primary or main function of tombe wall and how it works? That example I have shown, and the functioning of tombe wall construction in the building, that I have explained already. So, are you able to recall that one, the concept of working principle of Tombe wall, or should I explain the principle first? Then I can go for the example in the design builder how it can be constructed. All of you are familiar with the working principle, or should I explain first?
Sir, it has a glass and
Yeah.
a ball with a
Hmm.
cavity, and the ball has two vent. One is the one at the bottom side and upper level. So, like hot air will circulate inside the room, and it will give comfortable
Hmm.
uh, heating. So it is a passive system mainly.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So that is mainly utilizing the principle of greenhouse effect that we see generally in our car. When we are inside our car, then we feel hot because the longer wavelengths they come inside the inside the this glass, but out they cannot go to outside. So when we are constructing one glass material, then they will be trapping most of the solar radiation and it will be creating a warmer environment. And there can be one vent or there can be many vents as per the need or as per the length of the wall, I can say. So this and will be circulating the warmer air and to the inside the building, and it will be taking the colder air outside to heat it again. So similar kind of arrangements can be constructed. So here is the example of tombe wall construction. Let me show you, and you can recall. So this is the building as you can see, all of you, and this is the particular section is representing to the tombe wall. This particular section, let me open it for all of you. This, yeah. So this section, all of you can see. This is showing the tombe wall. Let me go for
Yes, sir.
here. So let me show the sun path as well. Yeah, so you can see this is my main construction or main living area, you can say. But apart from that, I have constructed one extra space this side. This extra space I have constructed this side, so that and this is completely glazed. So whenever the solar radiation will be coming, they will be getting entrapped in this particular area. Let me go to the tombe wall section particularly. Yeah, this is the tombe wall only. So this kind of figure as Payal was discussing. So this is our tombe wall, and which we have incorporated in our building design. If none of some of you are facing issue with the diagram here in the tombe wall, then you can see the tombe wall diagram how it looks, and then how we have constructed there for our buildings. So brief principle I have discussed earlier also. It is like this. So this will be our main area where we want the particular temperature or this heating, and this will be having glass where the sun rays will be getting trapped, and this hotter air it will be going up due to the lower density, and then it will be going inside the building, and when it will be exchanging its heat with the inside air and becoming cooler, then it will be becoming heavier and going downside, and this way air circulation will be getting, and building will be getting extra heat due to the construction of this tombe wall. So this kind of feature we when we are trying to analyze and construct in the real sense in our buildings. Yeah, so similar kind of features we have constructed here for analysis, isn't it? Are you able to relate?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you are able to relate, so in the previous two lectures I have discussed about how to construct various these glasses at particular locations or doors or these vents, all I have discussed. So these are just a vent, you can say. This is not a complete glazed. Let me open to the trombone section. Yeah, there can be two type of. From here also you can see this is not a glass. This is vent. Different color is there for vent representation, and sky blue color is there for. Yeah, from here also you can see this glass I have removed. So all of you know how to construct this vent. How can we construct these vents? It is similar to the glass. Let me go to the edit. So this kind of design if you want to make, then what you can do initially. So let me ask you people first. So if you want to construct a tombe wall, so what steps you will be following? How many of you can answer? Based on the understanding of your tombe wall, what is required there and what are the features you have studied. So what will be the steps for constructing and analyzing the tombe wall? Anybody of you are getting some of the ideas how you can construct tombe wall?
So first we can add the wall by add block,
Yeah.
and then we draw the construction line as per our requirement of ventilation,
Hmm.
and then we can go in the this add
Hmm.
window or ventilation. Yeah, and then we can construct that as per the dimension. We can construct the ventilation.
Yeah. So once you have drawn the complete building block, then you can use the construction line to do the partition as I have explained. So this will be divided into two zones, this zone and this zone. Two zones will be there. So this side, if you want all the things to be glazed, so you can go to this particular zone and this particular this face surface or wall I should say, and in this face In this wall you can construct which window you want, single glazing, double glazing, triple glazing, or if you want 40% window to wall ratio for this particular, this you can set. And in this particular wall you can select, like for now I am selecting if I want to create one more vent or I want to delete one more vent. So if I am going for the tombe wall, see here I have gone to this section. So let me go for the this view. Yeah, so this side is my glass, as you can see it is highlighted by the yellow color, and opposite side it is the vent. So it is not necessary that vent will be like this only. So you can also go for some, first of all I can delete this vent if I don't want, or if I want only two vents, then I can delete this vent. And here is the option for vent, you can see draw window, draw subsurface, draw hole, draw vent, it is there. Or you can draw, simply draw hole as well. If you can draw hole if it is like clay all the times you want, or you can also draw vent. So if you don't want in the night to your either inside hotter air to go outside, so you can shut it down through the blinds or curtains, so you can draw the vent. So at what location you want, if you are facing issue, then you can opt for this construction line, as I have explained earlier. From this, at what distance you want or up to what length you want, once you have uh, mentioned, then accordingly you can draw the vent. And this is also rectangle, so that's why if you will be choosing point, then it will not be getting drawn. Or if you want to choose like that, you can go for polygon or circle. It can be circular vent in the kitchen sometimes, that's why different types of there. So if you want some more, or if you want to increase the length of this vent, so this kind of features also you can incorporate. Is it clear how to draw vent? You will be able to draw the tombe wall for your building.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all the basic things I have discussed. So what is the effect of that? That will I will be showing you. So this is when you are see. Let me remove all the construction line. So what will be the effect of tombe wall constructions? So when you are doing it here, and you can note the heating design or heating building requirement. What is the heating requirement of this particular building? When I am simulating it to the building level, what is the heating requirement? It is coming out to be 6.34 kilowatt. Zone sensible heating requirement of 6.34 kilowatt for the building. But due to the construction of tombe wall, if I will be looking at the occupancy level, this is the occupancy level. I will be now simulating it for the this where the occupants are there. So not for the whole building, just I have dedicated one area for the tombe wall, and I am now looking how much heating requirement is there for my occupant. And similarly I will be simulating it. Yeah, it is not responding. Let's wait for to respond. Yeah, it is coming now. I'm going for the heating design. It is coming out to be 6.34 for here for occupants. And in the tombe wall section, in the tombe wall it is showing to be in this particular space, it is showing to be point minus point 0, means there is no heating requirement for this tombe wall section of the building. because it has accumulated the hotter air inside, so this heating requirement is not there. So that hot air whatever is there, that we can utilize and exchange with the inside air in order to lower the heating load requirement of inside as well. So when I am calculating the heating load demand for the two zones are there. Here is the first zone, as you can see, and here is the second zone of trombe wall. So for these two zones, for this zone the heating load requirement is coming out to be some kilowatts, but for this zone it is coming out to be negative, means there is no heating demand for this particular area. It is maintaining the required temperature. So that area air I can exchange with the inside air, and this is why it is happening. So that principle we have discussed earlier, it is due to the construction of trombol extraction or this utilization of solar energy for most of the time of the year in trapping it. That's why it is having warmer air inside this space, and that we can exchange it with the inner occupant area, and then we can maintain the comfortable indoor temperature for most of the time, or we can lower down the heating load requirement, because it will be exchanging and increasing the temperature of inside air. So less amount of heating energy will be required to maintaining the indoor temperature. Is it clear now? Is it clear now, Payal and other people?
Yes, sir.
So similar kind of constructions you can also do, like it is not about tombe wall constructions, other whichever you have discussed, like making pool roofs, or incorporating finishing materials, or making the shading devices, which side we can. So several passive feature, or apart from that, what will be the effect of increasing the thickness of the wall or incorporating the insulation material into the wall, this kind of effect, what will be the effect of this changing this feature particular options for this particular building, and what will be the analysis effect of that one, you can analysis that one, and then you can see and you can answer which option will be the most suitable, or how much effect or how much changes in the energy consumption it is considering. So this kind of analysis you can perform, and after that you can go and you can come to a conclusion that which design strategy, or what will be the suitable thickness, or what will be the insulation material is optimal for this particular location and this particular building. This kind of answers you can give, isn't it?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So this software will be helpful for you in your future as well, and similar kind of softwares are there. So you can go in detail of each one, and there are several features are there in this, like daylight analysis you are doing, or cooling design analysis, or heating design analysis. So that one you can explore, and you can come with good ideas in the future. It will be the expectation from all of you.
Thank you, sir. I have one question.
Yeah.
That if we are going about this green building certification,
Hmm.
so we have to submit all the calculation from this software.
Yeah, you can utilize this software as well, or if you are not comfortable, if you are not okay with this, then there are several other software as well, like this ISV is there, and some people are also doing this energy calculation, energy lesson, the transit software, you might have heard it about it. And for this particular heating calculations, there are HAP is there. So you can either choose any of the software which in which you are comfortable with. There is not any hard and fast rule that you have to only choose for this building, this simulation software for this green building rating.
So which software is mostly used or more appropriate for green building certification?
So currently this design builder is more dominating, or they are widely used by the researchers. So that's why this we have incorporated in the course, and others also you can utilize. But this is, if you are there are several features in this. It's not about heating. Some of the softwares they are okay and they are very good at particular heating design calculations, but it is a software which is performing lots of functions, like it is also having daylight functioning, your CFD simulations. There's dedicated software for the CFD or life cycle analysis. Only it is for some softwares are only performing the life cycle analysis of the building, but this software is performing several features, but not in much detail of each one. And
Okay.
yeah, so it is
Acha,
yeah,
Sudhir,
yeah.
what I understand is that with the loading of proposed case, base case will be automatically created by the design builder.
Yeah.
And like the question was related to report, so related report will be generated by this software,
Hmm.
which we can give for certification also,
Hmm.
and that will take care of the whatever is proposed case we have incorporated ECMs, whatever ECMs. So compared to base case, it will give the uh, quality of the proposed case.
Hmm.
So need not do any further calculation. This software will give the report.
Hmm. But only you have to feed the correct input to the software, because otherwise it will be just giving the colorful images, so it will not
No,
be, so
no,
that
no, no.
understanding you will be developing with this
That
course.
is that is right.
Hmm.
That when we are giving all the details of the proposed building
Hmm.
with all the U value data and SHGC data and orientation and fenestration and everything,
Hmm.
then it will create its own base case,
Hmm.
and the data will be compared and the report will be generated.
Hmm.
That
That can be
that will
utilized
be,
for building certifications.
yeah. That is what I understand in the almost in the last class.
Yeah, and how it is done, it is well explained in the last lecture
Yes,
videos.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one question that regarding the base case,
Hmm.
we have to fill the data or it will take default data?
It will take default data as it was discussed just now. It will taking
Okay.
the default data as per the SRA 90.1 standards.
Okay.
You have to just tick mark that one while you will be creating the base case. And how it
Okay.
is done, it is explained in the last lecture of the videos that it was
Okay.
mentioning. It mentioned
So, I mean to say that SA 90.1, 90.1 and all those things is as per this green building
yeah,
criteria
yeah,
only.
it is there.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope you are now okay with the class, and we
Yes,
have
sir.
finished both the part as well. So thank you all for joining this session, and all the best for your exams.
Thank you,
Thank
Sudhir.
you for your help.
Sudhir, you have done a good job for about 2 3 months, and most of these participants must have benefited out of it. Uh, I understand that our level is now quite good to clear the exam,
Hmm.
and thank you very much for that.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you very much, sir.
thank you both. All the
Okay,
best.
good night. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye.